Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a what sold video for you, so we're gonna get right into it. It's been a little bit since I've done a what sold video, but I'm gonna try to be more consistent in 2024 in sharing with you sales. So obviously I can't share with you every single sale that I had in the month of January, but we'll go over some highlights, brands that paid out a lot for me, maybe some off the wall things I picked up that sold, and I'm pretty transparent on how long items take to sell, my cost of goods, and my profit on each item. Now, my average sale price is generally $52 to $54. I like it being in that range. I'm not really trying to increase that or decrease it in 2024. That seems to work really well for me and the items that I'm able to pick up. I do try to sell items for a higher price point. It means that I have to list less and inventory less, photograph less, measure less, all that stuff. But my average sale price for the month of January was a little lower than normal. And that's because I sent out a lot of offers in January to try to move some old inventory and get ready to move in some new inventory. So my average sale price for the month of January 2024 was $49.35, which is still great, but not what I normally have it at. It's usually a little bit higher than that, but that's okay. I'm fine with that because I did move inventory and that was my goal. I've also been listing a lot in January and February. And I have a bunch of haul videos coming up because we had a surprise guest come visit us. And so those will start being released this week. My girlfriends, my reseller besties, and I went thrifting with this person for several days straight while they were in town. So you'll want to stay tuned for that. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, be sure to do that. But let's get into sales because that's why you're here. Let's start out with some quick sales. So the first one I'm going to talk about sold for $65 on Poshmark, and it was the brand Unique Vintage. Unique Vintage is very much like ModCloth. However, they have more limited inventory than ModCloth carries, and their price points tend to be a little bit higher. But I found this really cute Unique Vintage dress. It was a floral plus size dress, a 2X. Very 1940s inspired swing dress. It sold for $65. I had paid $7.48 at a thrift store for it. Fees on Poshmark were $10.50. I did offer a shipping discount of $202 thanks to Posher VA. And so I made $45 on that dress, and it sold in just one day. So we love an overnight sale. I also featured this dress on Instagram because for the month of January, I was posting every day about how I use Vendoo to cross-list my items to multiple platforms. And this is an example of an item that sold overnight, and I had listed it on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. So next up is probably not a surprise. It's Mother jeans. This is the Fly Cut Stunner ankle jeans, and they were listed for 11 days. They did sell on Poshmark for $100. I had paid $6.81 at a thrift store. Fees were $20 on Poshmark. Again, a shipping discount of $202 because I sent out an offer, which Posher VA is what I use, and they automatically send it out. Anybody who likes one of my items on Poshmark will get a 20% off offer within a minute or so, and most of my sales happen that way. So my profit on that item was $71.17. So great for a thrift store pickup, but not surprising for Mother. And another super quick sale, this one over on eBay. These are just some J. Crew linen shorts. I actually picked these up at the Goodwill outlet or the bins in Mobile. They sold in 2 days, and they sold for $35.85. I paid $1.23 for them at the bins. Fees were $4.73. Shipping was $4.09, and so I made $25.80. So quick sales on those. Now let's talk about some higher price sales. This one might be surprising. I don't generally pick up this brand, but something told me that this dress was special. This is Gianni Beanie which is a department store brand sold down here at Dillard's. So this is called the Bridget, and it was a beaded and sequin dress, and comps on it were amazing. So it sold for $90 and I had paid $8.42. I believe I got this at America's Thrift Store in Mobile. Fees were $18, no shipping discount on those that did sell on Poshmark. And my profit was $63.58. Okay, another great sale was a ModCloth dress. I'm a big seller of ModCloth. You know me, if you've been here for a bit, you know that already. This was a tweed A-line dress. Did take a bit to sell, 245 days, but I don't mind sitting on ModCloth because I know eventually it'll find the right buyer. This sold over on eBay for $62.65. I paid $6.78 at the thrift store, and after fees and shipping, I made $38.89. Okay, this sold on Poshmark and was also ModCloth. This was a V-neck maxi dress. This actually was listed for 1,228 days. Now, some of you are going to be like, what? Like, I would donate this item. Well, some of these items I pay up for because I know that they will eventually sell. I love selling ModCloth, and I have room to keep inventory, so I don't mind keeping it. And I don't generally relist. I know that's probably a taboo in the reseller community, but to me, I just rather focus on new inventory, and so it was listed for 1,228 days, which is a long time, but it sold for $105. I had sourced this new with tags for $12.12 at a local liquidation store that I talk about on this channel, dirt cheap, and after fees and a shipping discount on Poshmark, I made $69.86. Then we have Bowden, a bread and butter brand for me. This is a Rebecca satin dress. Now this dress, I sold it another time and it was totally my fault. It was listed as a size 6 and I totally overlooked the fact, and I know this about Bowden, a lot of times their sizing is UK sizing. So I had the picture of the tag, but when I listed it in the wrong category. Totally my fault. The person returned it and then it sold again. And the second time it sold, that person canceled the order before I even had a chance to ship it. So I guess buyer's remorse, they hit purchase and then didn't want it. So I relisted it. And then the third time it was finally a charm because it sold for $60, and after fees and my sourcing price deducted, I came home with $38.58. So thankful it's gone. It really was more of less of like a casual Bowden dress, which a lot of their dresses are everyday wear. This was more of a dressy dress that you could wear to an event. So that may have been a factor on it, but I'm thankful it finally sold. It was a really pretty dress. A vintage piece. This is a Valentino jacket. This is the Miss B line, which was a diffusion line that was available in the 90s. It was a pretty plain jacket for Valentino. However, it was wool and Angora. It was very soft, and I really felt like somebody was going to really want this jacket. So it sold on Poshmark for $60. I paid $6.77 for it at the thrift store, and after Poshmark fees and a shipping discount, I came home with $39.21. And then this was a really pretty ModCloth velvet mini dress. It actually took 234 days to sell, which was surprising to me because I thought it was really, really pretty. And so it did take little longer than I would have liked, but it sold on Poshmark for $75. I had paid $8.42 at a thrift store at America's Thrift Store in Mobile, and after Poshmark fees, no shipping discount, I came home with $51.58. All right, so this was kind of a different item. I was given a bunch of things during the pandemic. A lot of clothing I listed immediately, but the jewelry, I don't know what it is, because jewelry is not hard to photograph and list in store in my inventory system. However, it took me a very long time to list this. I guess I just wasn't that excited. I have a lot of jewelry that I need to still list now that I think about it. This was just a gold tone birthstone necklace. It was the month of June. no brand on it, and it sold on eBay for $20.65, and I had paid $0 for it because it was given to me. Fees were $3.12 and shipping was $3.81. So I made $13.72. So not bad for something that was just given to me. I wish I would have listed a little bit sooner, but you know, things just happen. But it's going to a new home now, so that's cool. These were some fun vintage jeans I found, and again, I thought that they would sell a little faster because they were so interesting, but they were a teeny tiny size. They were about a size 0. They had little ice cream cones on the back pockets, totally 1970s, really cute bell bottoms. They took 575 days to sell, which, just like with the ModCloth stuff and the more formal dresses I get, these are going to be long tail items. Vintage usually does not flip super fast. But that's fine with me. They sold for $35, which was kind of like a bummer because I really thought they'd go for more. I paid $6.54 for them at the America's Thrift Store here in Mississippi. And after fees, no shipping discount on Poshmark, I made $21.46. So I'm glad that I rescued a pair of vintage, really cool jeans and that they got a new home. But I do wish they would have sold for a little bit more because they were so cool. Okay, how about some accessories? Let's talk about some shoes. These were some men's Clarks slip-on loafers. I know where these came from. These came from an America's Thrift Supply shoebox. So I did try the America's Thrift Supply because we have America's Thrift Stores down here and I really like their thrift stores. The America's Thrift Supply mystery boxes, I think they're still trying to work out all that. They haven't been around for as long as like ThredUp. These were some good men's basic loafers. They sold for $44 and my average cost of goods for that box was $4.12. Fees were $8.80 on Poshmark and I gave a shipping discount of $2.02. So I made $29.06. Then I had this Furla Heart clutch wallet. So it could be worn as like a clutch or as a like continental size wallet. Had a cute little heart on it that said Furla. Furla doesn't move super fast as far as like a designer brand, but it did sell in 236 days. So like I said, not super fast, but it sold for $44, and after my cost of goods, fees, and a shipping discount, I came home with $31.21. Okay, then I had some Vince shoes. I would not buy these shoes again, just saying. I picked this up when I was thrifting in New Orleans with my friend Alicia, and they were some Vince suede espadrille loafers. They were almost brand new, except for like the thrift store wrote on the bottom. Don't we all hate that? And I couldn't get it completely off the leather bottoms, but they were, like I said, in great condition. They took 864 days to sell. They finally sold on Poshmark for $40, and I had paid $5.52 for them at that thrift store. And after $8 in fees on Poshmark, I came home with $26.48. I don't think it would be worth it to pick those up again. So I'll probably stay away from Vince shoes. Another pair of shoes that I thought would have gone a little bit faster than they did was FitFlop. I sell FitFlop a lot and they tend to go pretty fast. So I was surprised when these sat, but it may have just been the style. They did sit for 250 days, but then sold on Poshmark. They were some silver leather sneakers. They sold for $45. I paid $5.42 at the thrift store for them, and after Poshmark fees and a shipping discount, I made $28.56. Okay sale, but I wish they would have gone a little faster. Another super fast sale were these Spanx Distress pull-on skinny jeans. I still love to pick up Spanx jeans. They tend to sell super fast for me at a good price point. These sold in 16 days on Poshmark for $45. I paid $7.48 for them at the thrift store, and after fees and no shipping discount, I came home with $28.52. So I would recommend the Spanx pull-on jeans. I've heard other people say they have trouble selling them, but for me, they've always worked really good. And the pull-on style tends to do really well still. These were some Free People pull-on bell bottoms, and these also sold on Poshmark for $44. And I paid $6.35 for them at the thrift store, and after fees and no shipping discount, I made $28.85 on those. So about the same profit on both of those pairs of jeans. So that just tells you that pull-on style is still pretty sought after, so I wouldn't pass those up if you see them. I don't pick up all Free People jeans anymore, but the pull-on style seems to still really do well. Okay, another ModCloth dress. This one sold for $40 on Poshmark, and it's called the Quite Clearly dress. It's a midi length dress, and I actually own this dress in my size. So after you deduct the cost of goods was $6.97, and fees, no shipping discount, I came home with $25.03 on that. So another great ModCloth sale. Again, I love selling ModCloth. This is an Anthro sweater that sold over on Poshmark for $45. It was this really pretty hunter green color, and I only paid $1.23 for it. Pretty basic sweater, but I got it at the bin, so it was pretty much a no-brainer for me. Poshmark took $9 in fees, and I came home with $34.77 on that sweater that I got at the bins. And we don't have a Goodwill outlet close to us, but I am willing to travel. So the first video you're going to see from our special guest coming to visit, we drove 3 hours to the Jackson, Mississippi bins, which is north of us in the capital of the state of Mississippi. We live on the coast on the Gulf of Mexico. And so I really like that bins. And so you'll get to see, I got a really great haul, and it's actually all sitting in this chair over here that I have to film after this. So stay tuned for that. Really funny footage of us in the thrift store being goofy. And so you'll want to watch that. That'll be coming out after this video. And just a couple more sales. I wanted to mention this Theory blazer. I've talked about Theory blazers a lot. I don't pick up all Theory, especially like their slacks. I cannot sell their slacks for anything, or their denim. I don't think they've come out with tons of denim, but the denim that I picked up has just sat. I think I still have like one pair that hasn't sold in forever. And those I'm considering donating because they're just so they're just not getting any interest. But the blazers in Theory I have found do really well. This sold for $42 on Poshmark, and I only paid $7.34 at the thrift store for them. And after Poshmark took their fees and I did not give a shipping discount, I came home with $26.26. So definitely Theory blazers are cool to look for. This was a knit one, so it was a little different than their normal blazers, because their normal blazers can go for more than like $42, but maybe more in the $55, $65 range. But I was really happy with this knit blazer selling for $42. All right, last sale I'm going to share with you is the brand Millie. Now, I don't pick up all Millie, another brand that I'm picky with. This was called the Link Print in a cherry color. It was a Ponte knit dress. However, the Millie Ponte knit dresses do not do as well as some of their more interesting dresses. So it did take 946 days to sell on Poshmark for $40, but I'd only paid $4.15 at the thrift store, and so I ended up coming home with $27.85. And for me, it's about making the profit. And I don't care, like I said, if it sits, because it's not bothering me. It's just sitting out in my my mini warehouse out back. I don't even have to look at it till it sells. So if it sits, it sits. Doesn't bother me. As long as I'm making money back on an item, you know, it's good to go. So I hope that you enjoyed hearing about some of my sales that happened in January of 2024. I've been listing like a maniac because I have so much new inventory I've got to get listed also. So hoping February that my average sale price goes back up to $52 to $54. I will let you know when I make a what sold video for what has sold in this month. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to stay tuned for those thrift with me's and hauls coming up with our special guest and my girls Tanya and Alicia. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.